Ah, the air is clear, the stars are shining, and I'm just in the mood for Currents by Tame Impala. From what I hear, this artist's vibe was very popular in the 21st century.
We interrupt this scheduled broadcast for a breaking news update from the Sticky Buttons podcast.
Yo, what is up? This is Brandon.
And this is Blake.
And this is the Sticky Buttons podcast. We're coming at you with 25th episode.
The 25th episode. And we're just a pretty chill video game podcast, and we talk about the games we love. And today, we're talking about quite a few games that we love. So, Brandon, what have you been playing, man?
My favorite question.
We
playing,
ask it quite a bit.
I've been playing Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is, oh man, I'm really enjoying this game. I'm at this part now where I've kind of gotten to this village, and there's like different features that I'm discovering, and just finding out that there are different things to do than just this story, which is a great story.
You're getting like a side quest, or is it like different than that?
Yeah, no, totally side quest and just exploring the city in and of itself, speaking to villagers. It's really cool that they still found time to make the game outside of just the main story, because the main story is so well developed and you can tell it's really well made. So it's a surprising game, and I'm excited to keep playing and finding new facets of it, because I'm sure that there are more.
Yeah, definitely. So like if you're listening and you're not sure which game he's playing, Brandon's playing the Final Fantasy VII remake, the part one.
Part one, yeah, 2021.
And you got that for free with your PlayStation Plus subscription? That
is correct.
Yeah, so if you want to check that out and you have PlayStation Plus, you totally can. But yeah, dude, that sounds awesome, man. I watched like a little short YouTube video of like some gameplay of that, and I was just like, wow, that actually looks like really intense. Like that looks really fun, and I'm just kind of jealous, man, because I feel like I've just been missing out by not having a PlayStation for so long, and now I want one.
Yep, it's hard to get your hands on. We know why.
Yeah, dude. Okay, now that we're on this PlayStation 5 thing, I gotta Google something really quick. Okay, so I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for, but basically, Brandon, I'm going to tell you. Take a guess at how many PlayStation 5s have been sold.
Since release, 2.2 million.
All right, so for a benchmark, just so you know, I'm going to share the PlayStation 4. So PlayStation 4, there were more than 114 million units out there. And now there have been 4.5 million PlayStation 5 sold, which is about a tenth as many as the PlayStation 4. So I guess that, like, if you're thinking about it, if everybody that has like a PlayStation 4, like 1 out of 10 should have a PlayStation 5. But I feel like I don't really see that. Do you see that at all?
I see that. I definitely see that.
Okay.
I see a lot of people that have PS5s that I'm just like, I don't know how you got one, but you got one.
Damn. I was going to say, I feel like that's just like so many that I was just like thinking to myself, I was like, I wonder what's going to happen if scalpers have like so much stock that it exceed, like I'm just curious for it to like see if it will exceed like another major console. And like, do you know what I'm trying to say? And then like we still couldn't get our hands on it. And then to see like what if scalpers have like this huge stock of them at the end of all this? I know we've kind of already talked about this, but I feel like I'm just starting to wonder if scalpers are like, if they continue to be successful at it, that they're going to have this huge stock, and that we're not going to like, and we're still not going to be able to get one. I'm just wondering what's going to happen then.
So you're thinking, will it ever end?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of, yeah. Cause there's also like, cause scalpers, they also do shoes. They also like, I feel like maybe this is like, we've opened the gates. Like maybe Pandora's box has been opened. It's like, there are people that can't buy graphics cards anymore. Like scalpers are scalping Pokemon cards now.
It's
kind of sad, but
It's nuts, man. It really is nuts, but it's competition at the end of the day. You know, they figured out a way to get their hands on a product before everybody else, and they're going to charge a premium for it. And it's, I think, ultimately up to the producers, you know, the companies, to decide whether or not they want to end this behavior, or, you know, whether or not they want to allow it, or if they want to work with it and make, you know, profit off of it.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if I kind of wonder if they're going to lean towards the latter and like try and like work with them, and like not like directly, but like let's say like next PlayStation, they're like, hey, people were paying $700 for a PlayStation. Let's just charge that out of the gate. I don't know, man. I'd be curious to see what's next with all this. We talked about scalpers enough. We talked about it a lot on this pod, but I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting. Like, is this going to start to happen with like anything, like iPhones? I mean, probably not iPhones actually, because you buy those from like a seller. No.
Yeah, you buy those from a carrier or Apple themselves, and Apple wouldn't allow that behavior.
But I guess like maybe like, what if like Apple mouses or something like that? Like maybe like the MacBooks? I don't know. I'm just curious to see what happens with all this, because I think enough people have made a profit on PlayStation 5s that this might become like a mainstream thing. I'm just thinking like, what other kind of like like what product is it going to be that's going to like take the scalpers from like doing it for the PlayStation 5 to like something that like everybody, like not like just gamers, but like the general population.
I see what you're getting at. Like, where is it going to get too far? And like scalping is just like too predatory, too, you know, it just messes with the economy too much. And it's definitely bound to happen. I mean, there's going to be something that people are going to want to get their hands on at, you know, a specific price, and they're not going to want to pay a premium for it. And scalpers are not going to want to sell it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm more interested to see what the future holds for this than anything else. But anyways, man.
The scalpers, man, they're cutting deep, and they're cutting very precisely with their bots. You can't, I mean, Pokemon cards are taking it too far. Taking it too far, guys. I'm trying to get my hands on these sneakers, and, you know, honestly, I have no hope, because I know scalpers are going to bot them all.
What kind of sneakers you going for?
Some Air Jordan 4s that this company called Union designed, and yeah.
That's cool. I follow the shoe designer on Instagram, and he makes these like really cool shoes, and they kind of have like an 80s kind of vibe, but it's also like more like futuristic and like kind of like the colors are like a little bit 80, but like it's also like very much like not dated at all, and it's very raw. I'll have to send them to you. And the thing it's called like rare earth metal. I think that's what he's calling the shoe, but I can't get my hands on them because they're like, it's like a limited production, you know?
Yeah. It's a rare earth metal.
It's rare earth metals. Yeah, dude. Honestly, rare earth metals are crazy. They're in like everything, man. Are they in TVs? Do you know?
I know they're in my MacBook.
Yeah, they're in TVs too. They're in everything, man. I was thinking about this today. I like got up from work and I like went to do something. I think I like went to grab something from my fridge or something. And I came back and I was like, holy crap, man. Because I have my laptop, and then I have it hooked up to a second monitor, and then I have like my phone, and I have it like on a stand in my room so I can like kind of see it as I'm like working. I don't have to like pull it out or anything.
Yeah.
I had, like an Apple Watch, and I was like, that's like too many screens. I had like a moment where I was like, damn, that's like five screens. Like if you include my TV that are in my room.
They got you.
Actually, that's 6 because I have a personal laptop too.
They got you.
I'm hooked, man. My eyes are gonna be fried. I gotta wear the blue light glasses till I die, man.
Are those blue light glasses?
Yeah, these are blue light glasses.
Oh,
hey, man.
Yeah,
dude, no, like I'm serious, man. I straight up have never had like, I mean, like I've had headaches when I'm sick and stuff, but like I'm like obviously like every now and then like I'd play video games on the weekend and I'd get like headaches. But like as an adult, when I was like sitting in front of my computer for 8 hours a day, I was getting headaches like 3-4 times a week. And then I switched to the blue light glasses. I don't get them. It makes a huge difference. Like I swear, man. I swear by them now. But anyways, dude. I feel like we haven't talked about much video games.
No, yeah. I also picked up some Call of Duty. I was just getting some multiplayer in.
Oh yeah, we played some zombies this week.
We played some zombies. I'm trying to unlock this machete.
Wait, are you trying to do the machete or the sword?
The machete.
Dude, I want the sword, man. What do you have to do for the machete?
You have to backstab people in 15 different matches.
That's not bad. How many do you just have to get one backstab?
Yeah, one every match.
That's not bad. For the sword, I'm pretty sure you have to get 3 assassinations with a knife equipped in your like second class in 15 different matches.
Damn.
So like you have to get 3 assassinations
in a match.
Yeah, but you have to do it when you have a class with the knife equipped.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough.
That is rough. I've thought about like trying to grind for it, and then I'm like, I feel like that's just not going to be fun. I feel like I'm going to get in it, and I'm just going to like circle around trying to get an assassination, and then just like, I feel like I'm just going to get blobbed. You know, I think it's like sometimes those challenges are like, they're really not that hard, but I feel like that would take up a lot of time. I would really only use it in zombies too. Like I think the sword would be fun to use in zombies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about using it for, especially because I saw someone had it in their kill cam, and it was the zombies. I think when you get everything gold in zombies, do you know what that's called?
The golden viper, I think, skin. Oh no, the dark aether.
Yeah, there you go, the dark aether skin on it, and it looks so clean. And it kind of made me think about getting gold on everything in zombies, just because I think that'd be an interesting challenge.
So yeah, that's too much zombies, man. I have golded one thing in zombies, and I'm close to golding a second. I actually like went for it a bit. That's a lot of time in zombies, man. That's probably like a full week worth of playtime, because you have to get like, I think it's like each one has a skin that's like you need to get like 25,000 kills with like pack-a-punched.
Damn.
Maybe, I mean, that might just be the assault rifles. They might have different things for the like submachine guns and stuff like that. But I think you need to get like, and especially like if you like one good match where you like go to round 35, like that's like a couple hours. So I don't know, man. But if you want to run some zombies, let me know. I'll hop in, see if I can get another one of mine up to the golden viper. But
yeah, we should definitely do that. What's up with it after the pod?
Yeah, man, I'd be down, dude. I also, man, I feel like we gotta hop on Apex. I recently heard that you would really only know this if you listened to our first episode, and if you listened to our first episode, thank you, because that one was a little rough. But we are both huge fans of Titanfall and Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you might not have known this, Brandon, because I just found out about this like yesterday. Actually, I sent you the tweet, and basically Respawn Entertainment tweeted the tweet about next season, and they're gonna try and put more Titanfall lore into Apex Legends.
Interesting.
So I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm just like so excited about that, and like I love Titanfall 2, so I actually was just playing it before we hopped on, and they have some really cool new maps. And I haven't played it in like, I guess they're on season 8, and I haven't played it since season 4.
Damn.
So I actually, at this point, there are more characters unlocked for me than I have unlocked. So I'm really excited, man. I think that we might have to take a pause from COD and hop on some Apex.
I'll see if I can download it.
Do you have space on your Xbox?
On my PlayStation, I'm really low on space.
What about your Xbox?
I think I should have some space on my Xbox, but wouldn't I need Xbox Live to play?
Oh, yeah, you would. Yeah.
You can't do crossplay?
You can do crossplay. I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you on that. But you know what you can play that also came out recently that maybe we should try and talk about next episode is Pac-Man 99. Have you heard about that?
No.
There's some news things have happened. So Nintendo, they took out Mario 35 and now they have, or was it Mario 99? No, they took out Tetris 99. I don't know. But basically there's just like, if you want to play Pac-Man, basically you can play Pac-Man for free on the Switch. If you pay for Nintendo's live service, you can go in there and download this new thing called Pac-Man 99. And it's basically just Pac-Man, but it's kind of like they're trying to do it as like a battle royale, which I don't know if that's working. But like basically like every time I died from playing Pac-Man instead of like outside interference. So we should definitely check that out. You, dear listeners, should check that out. It's a free game if you have a Switch and pay for Nintendo Online. I'm definitely I played it like a little bit, so we should check it out and we'll probably talk about it on the next pod.
Yeah.
So,
that sounds good.
I guess we got some homework. I brought that in out of the blue, but we should check that out.
Sounds fun. I have some good memories of Pac-Man and just playing on like an actual arcade and playing on like the DS and stuff. It's one of like most original video games. When I think of video games, Pac-Man's like one of the first to come to mind.
Yeah, dude, definitely. Actually, one of the first art things that we made for this podcast was Pac-Man inspired.
Oh yeah.
I think that may have been like our first Instagram post or something. Yeah, dude. On that note, have you actually played like Pac-Man on an arcade?
Yeah.
Where did you do that at?
The museum here in Queens. I think it's the Museum of Moving Image. They were having an exhibit of like old arcade games, and you could just like, they had like the original games, and you could play Pac-Man.
That sounds so like rad.
Donkey Kong, like just had a bunch. And yeah, it was fun.
Oh. The Museum of Moving Art.
Moving Image.
Dude, I need to get out to Queens, man. I got to get out to Queens for a lot of reasons. But that sounds really cool, man. Wow, that looks rad. So, dude, is it does it kind of just like, you didn't have to pay for like the arcades, you could kind of just like play them? Or did you have to pay?
There was like a coin system. You better buy coins.
You had to like buy the coin, kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese or something?
Yeah.
Do they have Chuck E. Cheese's in New York?
I think they all went out of business.
Man, I used to love Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. Definitely had a birthday party there. At least once.
Me too. Chuck E. Cheese was the spot, man.
Dude, he was lit.
Look at that smile on your face. You know you loved Chuck E. Cheese as a kid.
I love Chuck E. Cheese, man. I really did, man. I'm cheesing.
Yeah. No, I'm cheesing. God damn it. Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, dude. That was fun. I had a lot of fun with that as a kid. Just because, like, me and my dad would, like, go around and play the arcade games and stuff. That was a lot of fun, man. But anyways, on the arcades, I think the only time that I played it at, like, an arcade, I played the Mrs. Pac-Man, and it was, like, at the pizza spot in my hometown, Milano's. Shout out to Milano's.
That's awesome that a pizza spot would have like an arcade like that. I think that's so like genuine.
Yeah, that was definitely like, and I think it was like an original one too. Like it was definitely like one of the original ones. Because then like there's another pizza spot that opened up in the town, and they had it like on the tables, and it was just like you could like pay for it, and then like the joystick was like on the table. Like, have you seen those like tabletops where like you look down and see it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not familiar.
But basically, like, I think that I don't know who owns Pac-Man or like how they do it. Whoever does it, there's like tables, and it's like a glass tabletop, and basically it's like a coffee table, but it has like the buttons and the joystick so you can play as Pac-Man. And like normally they have like a couple other games, but it's like you just like look down on it. It's like a glass tabletop. But those are like, they might even be like emulators, man. Like restaurants and stuff, they had those. But it was just not the same as the OG. But then, man, when I went to college, there were bars at my college town. And they had, like, one of their things was like, hey, like, we got free arcade machines. And then they would have, like, pitcher nights. And, like, me and my buddies went. And basically all the arcades were like super busted and they didn't work at all. So just got the upcharge on the pitchers and we left.
Damn, that sucks.
I feel like in New York they don't have like as many like cool bars like that because like the space is just so tight. Whereas like in small towns, like they're like, oh, like we have so much space. Like
I'm sure you could find a couple though. There definitely are a couple out there that exist, like arcade bars and
I don't know.
Arcades. Definitely are arcades.
I guess would you consider like Dave and Buster's and
yeah, I was just thinking Dave and Buster's, and yeah, I think so.
Actually, dude, low-key, that sounds really fun. Of course, they have one in New Jersey.
Dude, we should hit up a Dave and Buster's.
Dude, we should, man. That actually sounds really fun. It's like the Chuck E. Cheese for adults.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're not sponsored by Dave and Buster's. Yeah, awesome. It looks like they have one in New
Rochelle.
New Rochelle, yeah. Oh, they might have one in Midtown, dude.
There's definitely a Dave and Buster's in Manhattan.
Yeah. That looks like straight up like you know that like touristy part of like Times Square. That looks like really close to Times Square.
Yeah, I've been in that Dave and Buster's.
Fucking man, let's go. Let's do it. That sounds fun. Well, dude, I literally can't stop laughing, man. Now I'm thinking about that. Did you have at your Chuck E. Cheese? Did you have like an animatronic Chucky?
No, we had a real Chucky.
A real Chucky?
Yeah.
There's like a dude in the mascot?
Yeah.
Oh, that's creepy, dude. You should Google this right now. You got to Google it. Animatronic Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, that's it, dude. Wow. Look at that. Is that better or worse than the Chuck E. Cheese mascot that you had?
You just texted it to me?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I just Googled it on my laptop. Do you want me to text it to you?
Yeah. Let me see it.
Yeah, they had a whole cast, man. They had a dude on the keyboards, somebody playing the drums.
Oh, no, yeah, I remember these guys. Yeah, we had these too. I remember the guy in the suit the most.
Guy in the suit? Which one's the guy in the suit?
No, like the person who'd be like the mascot.
Oh, got you.
It's just this big rat.
Oh, that's weird. I don't think we had one of those. Maybe we did. I'll have to ask my dad. Oh, we gotta get off this, man. we're gonna like go down a hole,
a dark hole.
Hey, they sell if you want to be Chuck E. Cheese for Halloween. They sell Chuck E. Cheese mascot outfit. Oh, dude, this is fried. You can just buy one. You can just buy the Chuck E. Cheese mascot thing for like $360.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I'm not about that actually. That's weird. Yikes. Did you like the pizza that they had?
I'm not gonna lie, as a little kid whose taste buds were not refined. Yeah, dude,
I did too, man.
I would dog that pizza, especially after playing for a couple hours. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did your parents like make you do anything weird with like the tickets? I heard like a lot of kids, like their parents would like make them save the tickets, and they could only like get things on like, or like their parents wouldn't let them get like the cheap stuff for the tickets.
My parents never really tried to like regulate me like that. Just let me run free. Or like, Brandon's not under our supervision for a few hours. We can relax now.
Yeah, I don't really remember if my parents did anything like that, but I definitely like remember like some of my friends, they were like, yeah, like my parents wouldn't let me buy anything if it wasn't like midway up the wall. I think that's a little fried, but
oh, if it wasn't like the high value kind of item, they wouldn't let him buy it.
I think that was like they were trying to like put on the lesson like you need to save your money, kind of like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All those things costed like $50. So I think my parents like at one point were like, hey, if you like actually want something that's up there, like let us know. But all right, dude, we gotta get off this. Dude, on Pac-Man. I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned a couple, I don't know what episode it was, but one of my first games was Pac-Man Pinball, and that I put it on my emulator. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah, you did.
Well, I played it, man, and it does not hold up. Like,
Really?
like at all. I played it for like 45 minutes, and I got kind of frustrated. I was like, damn.
That sucks, dude.
But I don't know, dude. I might still jump back on it and try it again, because like I feel like I love that so much. I feel like I got to give it another chance. But it might be one of those things where it's just like it's old and it's a cheap game. So yeah, you never know.
I hope not.
Well, man, I guess moving on, I gotta let the listeners know the cactus that I got. I was able to figure out the name of it. If you want to Google this, Brandon. So the name is called Cereus pervanus monstrose, or actually, I have a side note here that says actually it's Cereus forbesii monstrose. So I guess I'll spell it out for you in case you want to Google it. It's CER.
I'm going to copy and paste that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I guess I can put it in the show notes if you want to copy and paste as well. It's CEREUS space FORBESII space MONSTROSE. That's the name of the cactus that I got. I showed my girlfriend it, and her immediate reaction was, "Oh, ew." And I think it looks dope.
She's like, "Yeah, I'm weak." I think it looks really cool too. It kind of reminds me of like a Pokemon of sorts. I'm getting Pokemon energy from it. Maybe like a Maractus. It looks kind of like a cactus Pokemon.
Yeah. In my mind, it kind of looks like coral.
I totally see that.
But
like above ground coral.
Yeah. I think it's really cool, man. I got it from the guy at my farmer's market, and I think that he thought I was somebody else because when I came up, he was like, "Oh, hey, dude, like, how are your plants?" And I have never talked to this man before, and I was like, "Oh, they're doing great, dude." So I think he thought I was somebody else, but I just went with it, man. And we just started talking about cactuses and succulents, and he was just telling me, he's like, "Yeah, like if that gets enough sunlight and if it gets enough water, it might double in size this summer." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Well, I don't know, maybe." So
sounds like a funny guy.
Yeah, I might go back this weekend just to see what he's got. He's like, "Yeah, I got all kinds of funky stuff." And I might go. I don't know, man. We'll see if I have time to swing by, but I don't know.
That sounds fun, man. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, definitely support your local guy that has these, like, because they're not that hard to grow. I mean, if you have the time, patience, and the green thumb, definitely, like, I guess if you're not in New York, you can buy like these succulents and stuff from like Walmart or stores like that. And I would just recommend not getting it from a place like that. Like, there are plenty of people. I mean, anybody that's selling one of these is going to make a profit on it, but there are plenty of people that are like more deserving of your money that like actually care about these kind of things, or like do it as like a hobby. Like, you can normally find somebody selling these at like a farmer's market. My first one I bought from my college greenhouse. They were having like a fundraising sale. I was like, I've always wanted a succulent. I'm just going to buy one here and support the greenhouse. And at first I was like, no, I'm not going to support my college because I pay how much ever a semester. But then I found out that they don't support the greenhouse. And I was like, that's fried, because I love this place. Public schools, man. If you go to a public school, like, unfortunately, there's definitely politics involved, which I just thought was weird, because I'm like, this is like a public institution, but it's like a liberal arts college, and is in like a state that's the legislators are heavily Republican, and that definitely like affected how much money the school got. And I was like, obviously like is indirectly, and it's kind of like hidden, but I just thought that was kind of weird. Like, certain projects would get like greenlit and others wouldn't. But anyways, that's my new cactus, my new succulent. It's definitely got some spunk. It's got some personality. Yeah, dude, I'm about it. Yo, dude, I really want to talk to you about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, man. It's not a video game per se, but it's a new thing that's come out recently. So at this point, we both watched up to episode 5 of it. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it, dude.
I'm really enjoying the show. Only 5 episodes in, and I definitely see myself watching the rest of the season, however many more episodes there are. I think they've announced 10, but don't quote me on that. And yeah, I'm having a really good time with it. One of my favorite scenes was watching Captain America, the new Captain America, go berserk and start fighting Bucky and what's this guy's name? The superhero? Sam the Hawk. What is his superhero name though?
Hawkeye.
Or
no, that's oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But I knew it was wrong.
Falcon.
Falcon. There we go. Such a badass name. But yeah, and that was a really cool fight scene. I really enjoyed that fight scene. It was kind of like he went so crazy he killed somebody. He smashed their head in with the shield.
Yeah, dude. I actually was super pissed that I started watching it at like week 4, and I like watched that. I watched all 4 episodes at once, and then like at the end of episode 4, I guess that we should have prefaced this with spoilers, but he like smashes this dude and he like kills him with the shield. There's like gore all over it, and then like that's the end of the episode. And I was like, "Fuck, man! Like that's crazy." I don't know. It's just like I kept like thinking about it like all week, and I was just like, "That's just like so graphic, man." Like I'm not about it, or I was not about it at the time. But
yeah, I definitely didn't see that coming from Disney Plus. This is definitely
me neither, dude. This is dark.
This is definitely not one of the shows that the CCP approves of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know who the CCP is?
I'm pretty sure I do, but before I say anything, I'm gonna fact check that. No, I thought I do, but aren't they the people that like what I thought of was the people that like gave ratings to video games.
Oh no. This is the Chinese Communist Party.
Oh.
And that's just that's just me joking around. Well, not really joking. I mean, they do fund a lot of Disney stuff.
Really? The Chinese Communist Party funds Disney stuff?
They have their money in there.
Really? Is that like a conspiracy theory, or is that like confirmed?
I would say both.
I didn't know about this at all. Oh, okay. It looks like the Chinese government paid a lot of money to win, win the bid to have a Disney park in China. And they also, looks like they co-released Mulan with Disney. Actually, man, have you seen the new Mulan movie?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I have, dude. And honestly, the original Mulan, that was one of my like favorite Disney movies ever. So I was like really like, I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna hold up, because I heard they were gonna making a lot of changes. Yeah, I straight up hate it, dude. I don't think it's any good at all. Like I'm not really about ratings, but I would literally give this like a 34% or like a 33, 34 out of 100. Like
that's harsh.
I mean, like obviously like you should watch it for yourself. I just don't like it. Like I was like, do I not like it because it doesn't like hold up to the original, or like because it does different things? I think it's just like a combination of all of it. I think it's just garbage all over. But I guess that is like my take. I don't know. I guess like now that I know that the Chinese Communist Party had money in that, I guess that actually makes a lot of sense, because they do have a lot of like things in it. Like, for example, in like the Mulan original, like I don't really know what to call it. I'll just call it the original Mulan, the animated one. I guess spoilers for the original Mulan here, but Mulan ends up with her like captain in the army. You know, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
OG. Yeah, like I guess that Disney said something that they were like not having that character in it at all, because they're like Mulan would never, or the captain would never marry beneath his station. Like that was like one of the official quotes. and people were like, oh, like, I guess like we're interpreting this as like, I think that people were thinking that like, oh, like men in power, like versus the women that serve under them, like how that could maybe be like seen as like a seedy relationship.
Yeah.
I think that's like everybody interpreted that through that lens. But now I'm not thinking that at all. Now that I know that the government of China helped produce that movie, because there's like definitely like an order to, like it's like that is definitely an important part of it, like the social class kind of thing.
Hierarchy, yeah, and I mean, we know who the target market was. I mean, there's obviously a lot of Americans, but also a lot of China. And
yeah, it's definitely like also like if you watch it, like it is very clear that English is the second language this was shot in. Like the mouth say the right words, but it just like, does not match up. Like you can tell that whoever the person that said it is not the audio that's coming out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, go watch Mulan for yourself, and I guess do some independent research as well on the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, man. But
Funny
they're
in bed with Disney.
That's the reason I don't use TikTok, is because I know that TikTok is owned by, well, I know it's a Chinese company, and any Chinese company has to give its information to the government if it wants it.
Yeah, man, I didn't really want to talk about China today, but there's a lot of things about China that are kind of fried right now. And like, obviously, like there are a lot of changes going on in the world just with like governments and things like that. And especially like with COVID and lockdown and just a lot of things are being brought to light. And a lot of people are realizing that systems are broken like worldwide. And China is like doubling down on the fascist state, trying to maintain control. And
yeah, I really don't want to mention it, but it's like the craziest thing that they're up to right now.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy how we totally kind of forget about it. But
yeah, I definitely like, you should do your own research. Like we're not really about that. Like this is not a political podcast. Like,
yeah,
like we'll try and keep our views to ourselves and let you guys, form your own opinions based on the news. But they're definitely definitely acts of violence have definitely been perpetrated on peaceful protesters in like Shanghai. And I don't know if you heard about this. This is not necessarily political, but have you heard about the official cryptocurrency that China's releasing?
Yeah, they're coming up with their own cryptocurrency, which, I mean, if it's being developed by the government, then what does that do for decentralization, which is the purpose of cryptocurrencies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of the reasons that this is really scary, because with this cryptocurrency, one of the key features that they are saying is it expires. Like, imagine having a currency that expires, and like what kind of implications that would have. Like for example, like if you have a currency that expires, it does not give you the ability to save money. And if you are trying to, like, let's say like you're trying to save up money to make your life better, to get a loan for college, and your currency expires, you're in the dark and you're not getting educated. So that's just, obviously, like, education in America has its own faults, and this is we don't live in a perfect system, but that's scary.
That's so scary, because it's like, it's like a barrier to entry for anybody who's trying to move up a social class.
Yep.
Just like you're stuck where you are. That's it. You're born into your caste, essentially. And, it's very clear to see. And
yeah. And it's also like, man, like for me personally, I'm really scared of that, because that just feels like Pandora's box, man. Because even like as that news came out, there were people like economists here in the US that were like, wow, if this works out, imagine the implications here. And they were directly saying, like, citing the recent stimulus packages that have been like released to all of us. Like, I don't know about you, but I was able to get some money back, and it has very significantly helped me out in my personal like finances. But basically they were saying like, imagine if instead of issuing currency, we could issue expiring currency to where it can only be used like let's say it can only be used in like restaurants in your area. Like you can only use this, like let's say we'll give you a $400 in crypto, but it has to be used at restaurants and it expires in a month. Like, I don't know, that's kind of scary. But then at the same time, man, I'm pretty sure food stamps expire. So
I mean, and it could, let's look at it at the other side of the coin. It could have some positive implications, just for like.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely that could be conceived as positive, but I just feel like if you open that box, there's nothing if you open that box to where it's like, hey, like this, you can only use this at restaurants in your area. Like, yeah, that might be good for the short term, but then it's like, what if the legislation changes? And they're like, now all currencies are expirable. I don't know. I feel like that one, I'm just that just is a little bit too much for me.
No, totally. And I mean, it's just the human condition to just, do the wrong thing, take things that in that direction, and
yeah. We're susceptible to greed and all of the like deadly sins, we're all imperfect people and this kind of things happen. Yeah. And power corrupts. But
that's a crazy power, a currency that depletes itself, it expires.
Well, man, yeah. But anyways, on like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that also like, I mean, we're already kind of talking about this a little bit, but I feel like that really hits on some heavy themes. I don't know, man. It really kind of, I don't know. This might just be how I'm interpreting it, but I mean, it really feels like because I don't know if you knew this, but it was actually delayed. Like they were going to release this early on in the pandemic.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like original release title, and then they delayed it. And well, I mean, like they delayed a lot of things. Like I'm pretty sure like the Agent Romanoff movie was supposed to come out. I don't know what that was called. I think it was like Black Widow. I think that was the movie. I think that was supposed to already be out as well. So their release timeline for those things has kind of been messed up a little bit. But man, it really feels like it just really feels like this is really hitting on some like heavy themes in like America right now, like imperialism and like racism in America. I don't know if you felt that way at all.
No, I definitely picked up on some of those things, and I think the show's doing a good job of getting those themes across and just keeping us engaged.
Yeah, I was at first. I was kind of shocked a little bit because they're definitely taking this. I mean, like it's good that they're taking a stance on that. Like, obviously, like we're not really about racism here, so I think it's interesting that they are taking like that kind of stance on it. And I'm just really interested to see where it goes.
Me too.
And so, I mean, it feels kind of like a darker theme that like it's like more serious about real issues instead of like guys in suits,
Yeah.
Which I mean, like there is a little bit of that in it as well. Those, like we said, those fights are pretty cool. But yeah, I'm excited to see if this can transcend a little bit.
Me too. I wonder how many more episodes we have.
Yeah, I think in the first season it's like 5 more. So yeah, and that's on. If you're curious, that's on Disney Plus. I'm assuming you knew that, but I guess it's worth saying. But do you have any other games that you want to talk about, man?
touched on Final Fantasy, on COD. I haven't really gotten to play some Pokemon. I played it slightly, but didn't really get to play it much.
I've been playing some Pokemon, man. I feel like, I mean, we kind of talked about this a little bit off the episode, but I mean, it kind of goes into like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier thing. I feel like, I don't know, a lot of the media's just been like really dark recently, so I've been really trying to like play uplifting things, and like Pokemon has really been that for me, dude. It's definitely been really positive. Just like with the colors and the vibes, and it's so chill, and it's like very positive and silly. Like I'm really about it. Have you thought about getting the DLC?
Yeah, I have been thinking about it, and I've just been waiting to finish the main story.
I get that. Well, man, I've decided officially that like you really, really, really should get it. I think that I've been just playing more and more and more of it, and I just continually am blown away by this DLC. And it really feels like, I don't know if we mentioned this or if I mentioned this. It's like all kind of open world. The DLCs are like, you know how the wild area is like open world and you can like walk around and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all like that. Like there's no spots where you can't use both joysticks.
That's awesome.
So if you were like, hey, I really liked being in the wild area, you should absolutely get this. So that was just so much fun. But, well, man, I actually, we've got a couple more minutes here. I would love to talk to you about Hyper Light Drifter, man.
Let me hear it. What's going on with it?
Dude, it has been really hard for me to like, not like, there's absolutely nothing that I don't like about it. And I don't even really know how to even start just because I think it's so incredible. I guess I'll just say, I think this might be one of the best video games I've ever played.
Wow.
And it is not necessarily super hard. It's not like easy. It is a little bit different because it's like a top-down RPG. But man, I just love it, man. I think that it's like just everything about it is just so thoughtful. It's like so put together. Like I almost like can't speak highly enough of it. And I haven't even beaten it, and I'm like barely into it compared to like what the average like playtime is. So I feel like, okay, I feel like we haven't talked about it in a while. So if you don't remember, it's like or if you're just joining us, it's like a top-down RPG. So it's kind of like one of the old like Zelda games or like one of the old Pokemon games, but it's in like this 8-bit art style. And it's really got this like psychedelic fantasy coloring, or it's got like a really fantasy vibe, but it's kind of like in like not like super psychedelic colors, but like they're very bright and vibrant colors, and it's all like 8-bit art, and like all the controls just feel so good together, and like they really flow. And basically you're just like a hero with a sword and a pistol, and you can like phase in and out. And I just got my first unlock, like I just unlocked my first new thing. And I think there are 9 updates or like 9 upgrades you can get. So you can get an upgrade for your sword, you can get an upgrade for your pistol, upgrade for your health, phasing, and bomb. So I guess that's 5 times 3. That's like 15.
Yeah.
So there's like 15 upgrades that you can get. And I just got my first one. And it's crazy how like basically the one that I got was like the most expensive one that is available for me. And I like got it. And I was like, wow, like it definitely like it adds to my maneuverability in the game. And basically I like looked up online. I was like, I had already bought it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe I got the wrong one. And I like Googled like which upgrade you should get first. And everyone was like, don't get anything but the one that you add to your mobility, which is the one that I got. And basically the online was saying, or like the guides I could find online were saying like, if you like, as soon as you get that, like you will not have any problems, because it's kind of like an open world kind of thing. Like even though it's top down, like it's not necessarily linear. So there's like a couple ways that you can go. But once you're in certain areas, there is like a linear path that you have to take in order to open more of the area. Gotcha. If that makes sense. And I have really not been struggling at all. I like probably like 1 or 2 hours in, I had a point where I was like, all right, I'm not getting this combat. Like it's not clicking with me. Like I keep dying. And I just like, there's like a couple like enemies that were like really getting me down, and I like couldn't really figure it out. And then I like every time I would do it, I'd get a little bit better and like a little bit better. And then like finally like something just clicked for me, and I was able to I was like, all right, I get this combat. Like I know what I'm supposed to do now. And I've just been like, it's just like so much fun because you're like have like a sword, dude. It's just so cool. And kind of like I said earlier, like your protagonist is like sick and it's like deathly ill, and is, it kind of like is portraying this guy as the creator. He has a sickness that's eventually going to kill him. And he's like, one day he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to make a video game. and it's kind of like his story, or like a representation of his story through this video game. Like, it really feels like this was like a passion project, and this dude put his heart and soul into it. And it's one of the best video games I've ever played. And like the combat and the exploring are just so rewarding. I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's actually there's no language. Like, it kind of like fills the role of like having like a silent protagonist, because like it's like a made up language. Like, everything's like picture art. So like, I guess it's pictograms is like, quote unquote, the official thing for like languages that are only in pictures. Like, there's no words. So it's like the whole video game's in pictograms, and like figuring out how to do like the upgrades and stuff. I was like, wow. I was like, I don't know if I really get this, but then like, of course you just like look at it and it's intuitive. And if you're going to be doing something in like pictograms, like it has to be so straightforward that like anybody would get it. Like, that's kind of the whole point of pictograms. And as I've kind of like moved in the story a little bit, like, because it's like the basis of language, like pictograms, it just feels so raw. That's like the emotion, and like it's a heavy hitting thing. Like, the guy has like I gotta look up what he has. I think we've said it before. He's like something with his heart.
Yeah, that creator, Alex Preston, I think he has a congenital heart disease.
Yeah, congenital heart disease. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so it's Alex Preston is the creator, and we actually talked about it in one of our previous episodes, and we've like linked a podcast in one of our previous episodes where you can go listen to him and his story about the game. And after listening to his story, that's like what prompted me to buy this game. And I mean, Brandon, you need to play this game. But I mean, obviously, like, you got a lot on your plate right now. But once you have like an opening, this has got to be the next thing you play. And I would love to, like, next time we get together, like, I'd love to like show you a little bit of it. But dude, it's crazy. And like, basically what I was saying about like the pictograph, because it's like such a heavy hitting theme, like, and you're like kind of really feeling it at its like rawest emotion. It just feels like, do you get what I'm saying? It's just like, because it's like so heavy, but he has to like break it down into a language that anybody could understand, like regardless of language barrier, like any human would understand it. It's like communication at its like rawest form. And it just is like really hitting me.
No, yeah. I mean, that's the earliest forms of human language, which is just images, symbols, drawings. And so,
and in order to like convey those, like that complex thing, like it's really aiding it. And especially like in a world today where we have like, there's so much information, and like there's like, we've really been exploring medias in almost all their forms, like it's just crazy to see something that like really breaks it down, with like modern art. Like, a lot of people don't get it because it's like, oh, like it's just like a circle and a square on this canvas. Like, anybody could do that. And it's like kind of saying like the whole thing with modern art, it's like it's not about the skill that was created to do it. It's about saying, hey, it's like the question of what is art, and breaking it down into its like most basic elements, and then saying, this is what I think art is.
Yep.
It's kind of like the commentary on that, while also having something that can evoke emotion and be visually like appealing.
Right.
And this, like, inside of like in a classic RPG with like 8-bit art and like amazing colors, and like the art design is just so cool. Man, I'm like blown away by this game. Like,
yeah, man. And something you mentioned was like, you can really feel like he put his heart and like soul into it. And, that's what I feel art is. To me, the definition of art is, the encapsulation of the human spirit. You can embody the human spirit in a work of art. And it seems like, Hyperlight Drifter does that. It captures a piece of, Alex Preston's spirit. And man, I'm really curious to play this title, and I have looked at it in the store. kind of just teetering on like purchasing it. I think I told you this before. And
yeah, I mean, it's not like the most expensive title. Like it's an indie title, quote unquote, but like it is, I think it's still like $30-$40, which I mean, still, it's not the biggest ask, but I mean, if we've got a lot of games that we play, it is still kind of it's not like a no brainer. Like you just have to like think about it for a bit, but yeah, man, I really, and then like obviously like playing with the SNES controller too, like that definitely aids to it. Like with the joysticks and stuff like that just puts me in like this different space. Feels like I'm in like a different time. But yeah, man, like you said, man, this is like art is really like an encapsulation of the human spirit and the people that create it. So like I can definitely like this feels like very human, even though there are no humans in the game. And I don't know, man, you should really check it out. At least do some research on seeing if it's for you. I think they have it on other platforms at this point. Like it's not just on Switch. I'm sure they have it on Xbox, if not PC. Yeah, actually, it looks like it's on PlayStation, Switch, iOS, Windows, Linux, Xbox One. I guess it's on all of them. And I almost like, feel like I don't want to say anymore because I don't want to spoil any of this story. Like I feel like it's really something that you should experience. And I mean, it's not like rated mature or anything. It is rated teen. So it would be acceptable for just about anybody to play. But it's really fun, man. I guess like this kind of just like feels like what a video game can be and should be. But, well, I guess that's about all that we have for today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you all seriously so much for listening to us just talk. I don't know, we talked for a while, so I mean, we really do appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in, for showing us some love. Spread the word about us. Word of mouth marketing is the best.
Yeah, we're really trying to, we're really trying to have like our own like small community of just people that we know that would love to listen to it, and also like people like your friends. Like we want to have our friends listen to it, and then your friends, and we really are trying to like create a sense of community. So, I mean, definitely share it with somebody that you think would enjoy it, or somebody that you want to talk to more that plays video games. Like definitely, just share it, man. It doesn't take much to share, and it might mean a lot for them. You never know.
Yeah, totally.
But also, you can find us on Instagram. Feel free to send us a message. Also, please follow us on our YouTube channel. We're trying to get enough followers to be able to make our own URL. We have to have 100 subscribers in order to make our own URL. So we can't say what our URL is. But if you search the Sticky Buttons Pod on YouTube, you should be able to find us. We have our episodes and episode art up on that as well. So please follow us there, or subscribe to us there, I should say.
How many subscribers do we have so far?
We have 18 right now. So
that's pretty good. 18.
So thank you to all of our 18 subscribers. I guess it's really 16 because we both subscribe. But but yeah, thank you to those that have subscribed, and please feel free to subscribe. It would really help us out. And if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. Send us a message. We'd love to communicate with you. Or if you have any questions, like feel free to send them to us. And keep an eye out on that Instagram or on the YouTube, because there might be things coming soon that are not just the episodes. It's a little teaser for you what's to come.
Yeah.
But also, so we're going to be talking about a book soon, and this book is called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. We both kind of had a moment recently where we were like, wow, like games might be more complicated to make than we had originally thought. And we're just kind of had an eye-opening moment about trailers and such. So we've decided to go a little bit further into that realm. And we're definitely going to be talking about that and some of the stories around that. So the book that we are going to be talking about is called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. It's by Jason Schreier. And I mean, we do have a ton of listeners in New York City because we both live out here. So shout out to all of you listeners in New York City. You can get this book from the New York Public Library for free if you have a public library card. the app that we are both using is called Libby, and it's just like an audiobook app through New York Public Library. And if you are not in New York City, your public library probably has like an audiobook platform service. And Blood, Sweat, and Pixels is a pretty popular book, so it's probably going to be on there too. But basically, this guy Jason Schreier, he's one of the most, I guess, well-known video games journalists out there. So he basically interviewed a bunch of people in the industry about the creation of video games, and it's a lot. So I guess, just to say the least, we will be talking about that soon. I'm not sure if it's going to be on this next episode or maybe in a couple, but check that out. Like I said, if you have Libby and you live in New York City, you can get it for free. And it's a short audiobook, and it's like 9 hours. And like, it's definitely easy to listen to on your commute. You know, I think it's especially if you like video games, like there's no reason not to check this out and learn a little bit more about it. Like, it's very well written. And I mean, yeah, to say the least, like, you should definitely check it out, and we'll talk more about it later. Well, I guess thank you again to everybody that's listening. Do you have anything else before we sign off?
Peace in the streets.
Peace in the streets. Dude, we've been saying that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that. I like ending it with that. Peace in the streets.